Well, hello everybody. My name is Philip, and I am very proud to introduce myself as Chief Executive Officer and co-founder of ROSÉ Diamonds, along with my fantastic co-founders Valeria and Anastasia. And I'm really, really happy to be able to welcome you to the beautiful city of Hong Kong. And this city happens to be the headquarters of ROSÉ Diamonds, and I'm based here a lot of the time. And like I say, I'm really, really happy to be able to bring this to you, to tell you what we are about as a company. Now, look, when the three of us had this idea about doing something together, we knew a bit about diamonds, and then we knew a bit more about diamonds. But this has been something that we've been planning for a very, very, very long time. Now, we wanted to be able to do something where you haven't got to be a millionaire to afford diamonds. We think that every woman, every single day, should be able to have the affordable luxuries that historically only millionaires were able to afford. Now, of course, we appeal to both ends of the market. We produce both lab-grown diamonds as well as source the highest quality natural diamonds from all over the world. And all of our diamonds are certified, whether it's natural diamonds with GIA or whether it's lab-grown diamonds with IGI. All of our diamonds, all of our production are sure to meet the highest level of standards. But above that, what's really, really important to us as a business is that every single diamond that we source, every single supplier that we work with has been through a process to ensure that those diamonds are ethically sourced. And there is a lot of situations within the diamond business which is very dirty, very messy, and just not a place that we wanted to get involved with at all. So we make sure that when we're sourcing a diamond, whether it's a natural stone from a mine, for instance, and it goes through the process, obviously, of being cut and shipped to us, because the natural stones aren't mostly found in Hong Kong, for instance. We've got to ship them from places like Africa and other places around the world, right? So we have to make sure that complete supply chain is ethical. Then there's a new form of luxury. So, there's the lab-grown diamond market. And, this is what I want to speak more to you about, because it appeals to more of you guys that are actually watching this. You haven't any longer got to have $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000, $1 million to wear this, yellow diamond on your finger, or pink diamond, or, 10 carat natural diamond, white diamond if you want. You haven't got to have all of this money to do that anymore. And all of our products are to the finest quality. I mean, you look at the 18 karat gold, the way things are put together, and when that diamond is set in there, you can't tell whether it's a natural or a lab grown. What I would say is lab grown diamonds as well. And by the way, all of our diamonds are VVS1, VVS2. There's no imperfections really on them at all. And you can't tell whether it's a natural stone or a lab grown, because lab grown are real diamonds. Many people think if you buy a lab grown diamond, you're buying a fake. Well, that's not the case. It's not like buying moissanite. I mean, I don't even think moissanite is a fake, but it's more on that sort of side. Lab-grown diamonds are diamonds. You can't certify a moissanite, for example. A lab-grown diamond, you have the certificates, you have the characteristics, you have the passport for it. You don't have to. Every company doesn't have this. We choose to do it because we want to position ourselves as the company and the brand that actually gives you guys proper, authentic diamonds that have been checked, that our gemologist goes in and checks the diamonds, matches everything up against the certificates. If it's not already certified, we then get it certified, before it goes out. So it always gets supplied with that passport. But for us, it's super important that all along the process from start to finish, the quality control is focused on very much. So how do you get started then? You know, how do most of our customers find us? Well, right now, a lot of customers, to be honest, have been finding us through word of mouth, because we've had so many successful clients, and, you know, people who have received pieces of jewelry that are really happy about it. They share that with friends, with family, with, you know, people who then want to come to us to actually experience the same thing. So a lot of them, they either find us through word of mouth, or maybe they found us on social media. We're quite active on Instagram, for example, TikTok, places like this, and there's a couple of ways people buy from us, right? So I say we have 3 ways to buy from us. So the first thing is we have ready stock. So this is stock that is in our warehouse, where we have a jewelry line that gets produced, and we advertise it on social media and on our site, and people simply purchase an item, it gets dispatched from our warehouse, and the customer receives it. That's generally the quickest way to receive their piece, because we already have the stock on hand. So we're simply packaging that up and sending it out to you as the end customer. The second way is people see us advertising stock, but we run out of that stock. So we might have an inquiry from someone. We say, look, sorry, we've actually sold out of this piece. Would you like us to make one just for you? And then we can put that through our production line and produce, you know, a piece which is the exact same molds and everything, just because we haven't had it in stock. We make one just for you. So that will take a little longer. That will take, well, we've already done the CAD, so we don't need another CAD design on that. So that will take about a week to 10 days before we can ship it out to you from Hong Kong. And the third way is fully custom pieces. Now, fully custom pieces probably make up about 60-70% of our inquiries. You know, a lot of people do want a custom piece. If you go to our website, we've got a design tool on there. It's a very basic design tool, but it's where most people start the journey, because it gives us an idea in terms of what you want, right? So do you want a natural diamond or a lab-grown diamond? You know, that's where you start at the very beginning. What color diamond do you want? You know, do you want yellow? Do you want blue? Do you want pink? Do you want white? Do you want some other kind of, you know, weird and wacky color that you don't see very often? So, you know, you decide on all of those things. Decide on the shape. You know, let us know. Do you want some ear studs? Do you want a ring? Do you want a necklace? Do you want a tennis bracelet? You know, so decide on all of those things. You know, how many carats do you want? You know, we do from about, you know, 0.25 carats all the way up to, on the website you can go up to 10 carats. We can obviously do more than that, but for most people, a range between 0.25 and 10 is generally sort of where we're looking at for sort of 99% of our customers. So once you've done all of that, there's a short form that you fill out. That will be sent off to us. And then we get back to you within about 24 hours via either email or WhatsApp or a telephone call to discuss your request. And what we generally do is we book in a video call with you with one of our consultants, and we will then guide you throughout that process. So we'll start, as a very start, we look at what you've originally put online. We'll talk to you about that, and then we'll suss out whether there's any changes that you want making to that, and more of the details around your piece. But more importantly, what the story is. You know, what is your story? Why do you want this piece made? What is it for? Is it an engagement ring? Are you getting married? Have you been married and this is an upgraded ring? Is this just a ring for an everyday piece? You know, how did we get to this point? It's really important for us that we hear all of your stories, because we can then make sure that we tailor the piece to suit not only you, but your story and your background as well. And we really want to make this ring or this necklace or this tennis bracelet or these earrings very, very, truly special to you. So once we have that phone call and you've basically decided on your perfect piece, we guide you with that process as well. We'll then send you an invoice and you'd make a payment for this item. We give you a quote, you make the payment. Once that's sorted, we then put this to our CAD design team. We've got a brilliant design team in-house that will design the piece on some really, really cool computer software for you. It's a completely free service, so you don't pay for this this design service. It's all included in the price. and we, within about 2 days, will come back to you with what we think the perfect design is based on our discussions and our consultation with you. From that point, one or two things will happen. Either you'll love it and you'll say, right, let's sign off on this, let's put this into production. Or you'll say, no, there's still one or two changes I want to make, in which case you advise us what that is. We go back to the designers, we implement the changes, and we come back with a design which is more, which is more along the lines of what you're asking for. Once you're 100% happy, and by the way, we insist that you're 100% happy, so even if we've got to come back to you 20 times before the design is right, we're completely prepared to do that. If there's any little changes or things you want to make, we want to make sure that's perfect before we put that into production. Once you sign off on it, we put it into production, and that's when we start doing everything, right? So we get the specific diamond, the certifications, our gemologist goes in and double checks the characteristics, and then we start setting that in the 18 karat gold, in the color of gold that you've chosen, whether it's white gold, rose gold, or yellow gold. This process takes about a week to 10 days in full to complete. Once the item has been fully set and everything shaped and done to the best standard possible, we then have a very diligent quality control team, the QC team. And this consists of not only a gemologist that is focusing purely on the gem and the characteristics and making sure that the GIA certs are all lined up. If they haven't been certificated yet, we make sure that that goes off to the GIA or IGI lab for testing, so we can actually have that passport back with the diamond as well. And then we've got another team that focus on the actual fitting. So, is it set correctly? Is the quality of the piece up to the ROSÉ standard? And we call it the ROSÉ standard because we think, this is the main thing that portrays our brand is our experience of sending out those quality pieces. We don't want to send things out where there's issues with them and people are trying to return them because the quality's bad. So we make sure, coming off the line, that everything is checked, everything is double checked, the diamond's checked, the gold is checked, the quality in all areas of fitting are checked. Once all of that is done, we then have a team here in Hong Kong that will package that up. We've got some very luxurious packaging, whether it is a ring, whether it's ear studs, whether it's a bracelet, whether it's a necklace. We have different packaging to suit these different items, and we'll package it up and we'll make it a really beautiful package for you. We have some carrier bags. I know a lot of you aren't buying from a retail store, but we still put a carrier bag in. Maybe it's a gift or maybe it's not, but we still like to put that carrier bag into the package as well. And then basically some shipping labels are produced. It gets sent out via an insured delivery service to wherever you are around the world, and we really mean everywhere. There isn't really anywhere in the world that we can't ship to, or we haven't got experience of being able to ship to. So we'll send it out to you wherever you are. You'll receive your piece, and hopefully you'll love it, and hopefully you'll be shouting the word about us and letting all of your friends know that beautiful piece on your finger, on your neck, on your wrist, on your ears, has come from ROSÉ Diamonds. Now, look, let's leave it there, guys. But no, look, it's my absolute pleasure to bring this to you from the beautiful city of Hong Kong. Like I say, I'm really proud to be involved in this amazing project. I'm really proud that we can host ROSÉ Diamonds here in Hong Kong. Our headquarters, our head office is based here in Hong Kong with our fantastic team that do an amazing job on the ground for all of you guys, wherever you are in the world. On a final note, if you haven't done already, we really would appreciate you subscribing to the channel, share, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a thing, and do follow us because we will be putting regular updates on YouTube and across our other social media, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, and X, and some really useful information as well. A lot of people don't know everything there is to know about the diamond industry, diamonds and natural and lab grown, and there's some really quality information, I think, that we can put out there to educate people more about this fascinating industry. So really hope you can join us. Really hope you can give us a follow, give us a subscription there. And we look forward to doing business with you. And if we're not so fortunate as to have you as customers yet, at least we can maybe have you as a subscriber, and we can see you on another video very soon. Thanks, guys, and bye for now. Cheers.